Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video we will be creating another React custom hook, and this hook will be use click outside. So what this hook will do is it will detect the outside click of a particular element inside a web page. So let's say I want to detect any outside click of this click me button. So like if I click anywhere outside this click me button, I should be able to detect that click and perform some operation. So like in this case, whenever I click on this click me button, nothing happens. But if I click outside of this click me button, I'll increase the count of clicked. So if I click outside the button, the count will increase, but if I click inside, nothing happens. So what I want to achieve now is I want to create a use click outside hook that takes in a ref, that takes in an element that I want to detect outside clicks upon, in this case this button, and whenever I click outside this button I should be able to detect the clicks, else if when I click inside the button nothing should happen. So let's create this up. I'll clear this up. I'll create an default app component, and I'll create a value here. It will be a number of clicks, so I'll just initialize to 0, and then I will just return a div, and inside the div I will have a button. I'll have two buttons. One button will be button 1, other button will be button 2, detect outside click. So I'll detect outside click of this button. I'll create a ref here, and I'll pass that ref to this button. So I'll watch over this button and detect outside click of its button. I'll import useState and useRef here. I'll also import useEffect because I'll be requiring it in a short while. And now I will say the number of clicks here using clicked. So now let us do let us call our use click outside hook here. So I will say let's create a use click outside hook here, function use click outside, and this will take a ref here and take a callback. And if I call this function here, I'll pass in ref, which is this button here in this case, and when this happens I will increase, like when the outside click of this button happens, I'll increase my vol to vol +1. So now let's code this up. I'll call the logic here when my this hook is mounted. I'll call the logic when my hook is mounted using useEffect, and I will re-trigger this whenever my ref.current change. That means the target element that I'm watching outside clicks upon changes. I'll recall this thing. I'll create a function handle click, and this will take an event here, and I'll check if my ref.current exists. If my ref.current doesn't exist, that is there is no element that I want to watch on, or my ref.current contains e.target. So what this means, if the button that I am watching on contains the target that I have clicked upon, that means I have clicked on the button that I am watching. That means I have clicked somewhere inside the button that I am watching. I don't want to do anything, so I'll just return. If this isn't the case, I will call the callback function with e. I'll call the callback function, that is I will perform this operation here. Now I want to call this handle click on two events, on two window events. The one is mouse down, and I'll call this thing here. I'll copy and paste, and this thing, same thing I'll call on touch start, because these two are related to the clicking events, mouse down and touch start. And as a cleanup, I will remove the event listeners when my function unmounts. So I'll remove the event listeners from here. I'll save this now, and I will refresh this, and I can see there is no error. So if I click on this button, nothing happens, but if I click outside of it, my value increases. So we can see that it is working as expected. So this was a pretty simple example of detecting outside clicks. The only logic here was this, that if my ref.current doesn't exist, or if the event that is happening is present somewhere inside the element that I am watching. If the event that is happening is somewhere inside the element that I am watching, then do nothing else, do the callback function. So this was all for today. I'll see you in next one.